I think semiconductors are about done. Honestly, I know that's crazy. I know that they've been doing nothing but go up since October 27th. Honestly, I think the good news is all out there. We had more good news to the bulls this morning, the PPI coming out. Yesterday, the story was that inflation was zero, and now actually, no, we're deflating. Prices are falling in spite of everything you see when you head out to the store or go to restaurants. So we've got a negative PPI. I've got a pretty good list of charts here and not a lot of time, so let's just jump right in and talk about them swiftly. We begin with the spider, same point yesterday, the midline. Keep an eye on that midline. We are mashed right at it. This goes back for decades. I don't often trade the spider, although it's a great trading instrument. But today I did. I just minutes ago bought some puts on the spider because of its relationship to that line. Over in Diamond Land, those are actually down. Very bifurcated market now. The market is basically like Nvidia and then everything else. And so the diamond, the Dow Industrials, is down. We're well below the highs on this, and we're well below even the highs from yesterday. And the cool chart is the transports. IYT. This is going beautifully. Look at this. Zoom in here. Head and shoulders in formation. Cross below that green bar and we're done. So we're like 95% of the way there. No guarantees that it'll get there. None at all. But it's possible. Almost probable. So there's support like so. And we've got left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And even on a day like this, we're down 1.56% with ES up double digits, with the NQ up triple digits. Still, the transports behaving themselves. Overseas, also down. EEM down about 1/5%. We've steadfastly stayed beneath this price gap, 42.58 on the EEM, and the EFA down even more smartly there, 1.4%. An island reversal pattern. What I mean by that is that yesterday's low is higher than Tuesday's high and today's high, like so. Nice island reversal there. So sharply lower on that one. And it doesn't mean too much, but we'll just throw down a line like so to show where the lowest we've been over the past month or thereabouts. See if we cross below that one tomorrow maybe. Apple is up a little bit, but the gusto of the past couple of days seems to have petered out for the time being. Huge update Tuesday, big update yesterday. Nothing much going on right now. Yesterday's intraday high higher than today's high. I guess we're well over 3 trillion on the valuation here. Apple's had a sensational run this week. For the moment, kind of paused. But all in all, the cubes are still doing well thanks to Apple, thanks to Broadcom, which we'll look at in a moment. But it's looking awfully nosebleedy up here. Lifetime high on the cubes, lifetime high on the NQ, lifetime high on all kinds of stuff, especially tech-related items. But like I said, Broadcom, which has the peculiar system AVGO, is one of the big winners today, up $188 per share. The lifetime high on this one, 12.5% plus gain. They had a good earnings report, and they have embraced the NVIDIA innovation of divide by 10. They're going to have a 10-for-1 stock split also, which makes it a lot more popular as a trading vehicle. The AVGO's very lofty levels is one of the reasons that I'm feeling pretty decent that semiconductors, at least in the short term, maybe even the medium term, may have topped out here. It's tough to say such a thing about a sector which basically makes lifetime highs every single day. Unlike, say, the transports we were just looking at, we've got this huge, gorgeous multi-year pattern. Just a straight bottle rocket up. It's tough to say, all right, that's it. That's the top. Try it with Abercrombie and Fitch. You could have looked at ANF a month ago and said, wow, that's really way too high. Well, it just got higher. SMH, though, I believe in it enough to have some puts on it. AMD, a very tepid rise relative to the likes of Broadcom. Barely changed. You've got a little doji candlestick there. We're staying beneath that line level, and up 0.17%. So just kind of sitting there, not doing much of anything. Nvidia is up again. Seems kind of like, why even bother saying it? 3.4% up, lifetime high, and up at its resistance line, extremely lofty. If for some crazy reason, like Martians come down and say, everybody sell NVIDIA, the first important test is going to be this gap down here. at 106.47, which is a good $23 away. That seems like a long way, but that would be the first meaningful medium-term support if you can imagine this thing actually sells anything. But SMH is generally up thanks to the strength of Broadcom, thanks to the strength of NVIDIA. And so this also is at a lifetime high, is also mushed up against a trend line. But the cool thing is that unlike some of the other items, this trend line is at the outside, it's at the exterior of its broken channel. Months and months and months we were within the confines of this channel. We fell hard, kind of a fake out here. And then it went blasting higher, and we've tagged the bottom of that. So that represents resistance at these levels. The small caps, as I said, are down. IWM's down about 1%. We spiked yesterday, got way up here, fell pretty much all day long, and have continued falling today in spite of, as I said, a deflationary PPI. So take that for what it's worth. Even with that, though, even with the very, very, very cool inflation news, we've had a bit of a reversal over in precious metals land. Here's silver SLV, down 2.2%. Major support with a capital M is way down here at this blue line, 23.87. So, with more heat on this is definitely vulnerable. I would say this is a pretty thick brick wall down there. Likewise, as I've so often said, 2100 or so, anything that begins with a 2 and a 1, I would find a very appealing price level for gold. But here GLD is down about 0.8%. Next key support here on GLD is at 210.71. Oh yeah, just quickly, and the miners there too, for obvious reasons, down about 2.5%. Approaching medium-term support, had a very rough 3 weeks or so lately. So one item that continues to do well, just about the only sector that does well on the short side right now, continues to be energy. Crude oil's not moving hardly at all, but the energy stocks are. As I've mentioned, here's the CL. This is a nice little top here. My perception is that our relationship with this price action here is kind of akin to what we saw back here. Nothing dramatic ahead. Even taking out this low would be a pretty big deal. But what's cool is that even with a 0.15 diminishment, you're seeing more outsized drops in the kinds of energy stocks I've been talking about day after day. APA, this is one you know well, down 2.61%. We have breached support. We're basically at levels now that haven't been seen in 2.5 years. That's a big deal. SLB, Schlumberger, down about 1.5%. It had already breached support, and it's working its way toward the next support there, which I feel could well take out. For myself, I'm continuing to hold on to these XLE puts. They've had a nice drumbeat lower highs and lower lows, like so. I trimmed back a little bitty bit today, but on the whole, I think this is just fine. XOP is also a good ETF to keep an eye on. This is down nicely, 1.6% on XOP. A couple of other odds and ends. Just looking at the financial sector, XLF down a little bit and working on a small topping pattern here, getting close. Yesterday was the giant day of the week. Tomorrow, there's really not much in the way of news coming out. But it's possible that we could complete this pattern. We just have to slip below these lows that we saw back early in May. Specifically, I'm continuing to hold puts on a couple of financial related items here. CMA with a quite tight stop right here, this red dashed line, and KeyCore, like so, down 0.8%, and likewise anchored my stop to yesterday's high. But in about, 70 minutes or so, I guess, the Tesla shareholder meeting is going to be going. I saw out of the corner of my eye that Elon's kind of let it be known the shareholders have already voted in his favor. I'm not sure if that's true or not. That's just some headlines I saw, kind of let the cat out of the bag, I guess. With that, Tesla's having a good day. It's up over 3%, although as you can see, it's sold off from its earlier highs. So I'm not sure how much drama there may be, or how much tension or excitement if he has sort of let the cat out of the bag and told people the results. But shareholder meeting is this afternoon after the close, and could wiggle the stock a bit if they get some meaningful news out of it. But there it is right now, positive on the day, having escaped from a multi-week tractor beam.